Adventures of Brother Tim. Guess who stopped in to visit me? I got the marvelous Miss Tiandra. What's going on? Let's go and zoom in on her. There she go. There she go. How's everything going for you today, my dear?
Very interesting today. I'm grateful to be here.
Oh man. But let's go and zoom back out so we get both of us. How do I do that? There we go. Okay.
Am I gonna be crunching loud in the camera?
Huh?
I have a pomegranate. Can they hear that?
They can probably hear you crunching. It's a pretty good camera. It's an excellent camera, actually. I could pause it for a second. You know, we ain't gonna do nothing long. This is just all right. See, Andre, usually I do the adventure of the day. I don't leave it to you today. Well, what you gonna talk about? You got 3 minutes. That's the rule. That's the rule of adventure of the day.
Oh, adventure of the day.
Yeah.
What are the parameters? Give me an example.
Like yesterday, I talk about failing, fear. Just little short concepts that you can get to people.
Concepts. How about let's talk about retiring.
Retiring?
Yeah, one of the elders in the community just had a celebration for retirement yesterday, and I just thought it was a very interesting concept. I got a little emotional. I poured some out for the homies, shed a few tears to sew it in. And I think that it's an interesting concept that we should discuss.
Retiring.
Mm-hmm.
Is there really such a thing?
I think that's the subject. That's why it's like, this is where I am. It's like the generation before me, you know, they worked at one place for a long time.
Mm-hmm.
They did about 30 years. I know my mom just qualified for retirement this past year.
Is she part of the last generation?
Right. And so I'm starting a new position myself. And, you know, they're talking about, you know, life insurance and your 401k and all of that. And I'm like, wow, like, I'm so grateful for the position that I feel like I've met tenure.
Mm-hmm.
Like, they feel as though they have the cause in the role in which that I'm supposed to do and what I was created for. So it's like, why would I ever leave? Because their benefits also are really nice.
Mm-hmm.
So it's like, I can be there, be comfortable, do what I need to do, and also have the ability to go as I'm led in my own personal endeavors.
Mm-hmm.
And so I'm like, that'll be nice. But then also, too, I know that if I wanted to retire, I've been telling people I was retired already because I don't feel a need to have a job every day. I'm free of that concept. I know that I'll be taken care of, and I know that I have abundance coming in based on the work that I've put in the village that's around me.
Mm-hmm.
But it's like, to talk about being on vacation every day, not living for the weekend, and then also talk about that financial security that comes with the traditional concept or the worldly concept of retiring. And which one do you choose? And how can you get the best of both?
How can you get the best of both? Now, you spoke about like being on vacation every day, or because like the retirement that I see a lot of people having, because it has morphed with that generational shit that you're talking about. For example, you said that some people used to work for like 30 years. You know, young people out there was people that used to keep jobs for 30 to 50 years. I had an uncle that worked at Chrysler maybe almost 50 years or something like that. You know what I'm saying? We got people in Columbus that worked at Budweiser for 50 years.
And the cool thing about it too is some of those people retire after their 30 to 50 years or whatever, but they still work and also collect a check and a pension at the same time. That's something. That's something to know.
But is that really retirement?
Right, I don't know.
See, because you brought up the point of working for the weekend or being like you're on a vacation. Because whenever I think about retiring, it's that I have the freedom. I suppose I have the freedom to do whatever I want to do, but when I want to do it. Yeah. Rather than being confined to this period to work. but it's almost like I have is. But this concept is crazy because think about this, family. Retirement basically means that I done gave up enough of my time where now master is allowing me the freedom to roam the plantation as I will.
I know. I like that concept.
So,
I like that take on it.
So,
I think that that's historically how it's been looked at.
mm-hmm.
But what I'm looking at now is I truly believe that I'm already retired.
Mm.
Because I no longer spend my resources frivolously. I don't care if you're giving me a check or not. My time, my energy, my interest goes towards something that I feel led to do.
Mm-hmm.
So even if an entity is handing me a check, they're not dictating how. I know that I earn that check based on who I am and whose I am. Not based on the person that's signing the check or the organization that's behind it, because they want what I have just as much, if not more, than I want the check to come from their hand.
That's a different mind state, because most people think that they need the people that's writing the check more than the people who's writing the check need them.
That's where they get you.
That's a Kuji baby, y'all. That's Kuji baby philosophy. You better find out what day you was born on. What day was you born on?
Kuji Shagalia. I can do my push-ups.
See, okay. You got to get them every now and then, right? But yeah, so the whole retirement piece. So family, think about what retirement means for you. You know what I'm saying? Because it's like for me, there's a retirement because I got that one over there. I got nieces and nephews that I'm always going to have to be in their lives, advising them in some form of fashion. I'm on, and what's crazy is there is almost no other example that I could think of other than for people to understand, other than I want my retirement to be like Don Corleone's. Just like that. I'm able to chill and play with my grandkids. I'm able to advise people on the business at hand. I don't know any movies with a powerful imagery like The Godfather that is a more positive movie that I could think about how I would want to spend my after years.
But I feel like, to a certain extent, I feel like you're already there.
Who, me?
To a certain extent, I feel like you're really close. If you don't feel like you're already there, you're on the precipice of being there because you're sitting here.
Mm-hmm. I'm not really sitting. I just start working. But go ahead. Just in case somebody watching. Go ahead.
We're always doing what we were intended to do and created to do. So therefore, I don't clock in and clock out because I am always working. And I know now that there are positions and entities that are created like that. Like when you work for a university, the last few positions that I've had, it's not clean cut. Mm-hmm. It's not clock in, clock out. And even if it is clock in, clock out, that's because that organization is still using the antiquated system because they still want your creativity. For when you're there, you're there. And so with our certain roles, your creativity doesn't stop because 5 o'clock came.
Right. Or sometimes it might not start till 5 o'clock hits.
Right. And trust me, they want that value that comes with it. I don't think they truly care. If they really looked at what their mission, their values is, and where their bottom line goes, they don't care if you give it to them at 2 p.m. or 2 a.m. They just want it.
But that's people that's working on a higher level.
That's what we all have. To a certain extent, we have that available to us. And I think that's also a secret that we're not told explicitly. Like you get to this level, you create what you want to create. You read, you research what you want to research and read, and then you talk to and share it with the people that you want to hear it. That's what is available to us that most of us don't realize is.
She just talked about building a tribe, family. See, it's real easy, right? Now, check this out. Also, you know that the concept that you're talking about, what is that? What's that dude's name? Tim Ferriss wrote a book called The 4-Hour Work Week. Mm-hmm. You know what I'm saying? And the concept she's talking about is creating the space so that you could be yourself and not have to sell all your time, but sell the best part of your time at a high premium.
Yes.
And get the maximum amount of resources so that you can live your life.
Right.
That's what that's why I choose tribe building, right? Because you bring the right people around you and you're able to maximize the time that y'all together, and y'all able to create something beautiful that the world will beat a path to your door.
That's right. And you know, the book that you bring up, the 4-Hour Work Week,
Mm-hmm.
it's very heavily used in what's it called? Network marketing.
Yes, it is.
Yeah, network marketing. So you think of what Advocare used to be. I put an emphasis on used to be. Essential oils business like doTERRA, Young Living. Now nutrition with supplements, and people have done that and have been very successful at that. But what needs to be talked about is that same concept is available on the end that comes with a pension. It's available on the end that comes with tenure and 401k. Like, it's not just one or the other.
It's not just one or the other.
And there's value, right? There's value across the board, because quite literally, individuals that work in network marketing, the ones that are of the higher echelon, they work out of, you see them traveling and they do all these beautiful, sexy things that they can put on social media, but they have a responsibility to put some of that money away for retirement, for life insurance, for their children, that kind of thing, for health insurance, things that don't come instantaneously in the network marketing field. Whereas with university and government and some of those positions of higher influence and power, comes the ability to create at a level that also gives a little more flexibility in the time and hours in which you do it. But then they also, on the front end, get some of those benefits that we just spoke about with health insurance, 401k, IRA, life insurance. And so it's really like a conversation that would be longer, but it needs to be talked about, because you can realize your reality where you are today to a certain extent, and realizing the power in doing that regardless of who's writing your check, I think, is where we need to focus.
Y'all hear that? You hear that? Like I said, I love tribe building. This shit is crazy. But anyway, so hey, I want to thank y'all for joining us for the Adventures of Brother Tim. Sister Tiandra already got a show, and she's gonna have another show coming out on GNJ.media. Want to talk about your show?
Yeah, we can talk a little bit about it. For those of y'all, I got mine too, Brother Hudson. Okay. You can show them yours though.
It's her book. Tiandra M. Finch, Give Flowers When They're Due, an ode to Black history.
So y'all know Black history is every day. Kwanzaa 365, right? It's something that we support. But since we are a week away, not even a few days away from Black History Month, and the beauty that it is, and since we started 2021, we might as well just keep it going and make sure that everybody understands that Black history is every day of the week and in year. So this was written a couple years ago.
2
years ago.
2 years ago.
Brother Hatim wrote the foreword.
Woo!
You did. And I had the opportunity to identify 12 up-and-coming trailblazers, mostly who are within Central Ohio, but some outside. And they identified who their greatest historical or ancestral influences. And then there's a chapter written about each of them and what their spiritual similarities are. And so last year, I think it was Juneteenth, with everything going on, Juneteenth 2020, I decided, like, what is there to wait? I wanted it to be perfect. That's because I'm a recovering straight A student who has been in and around all these systems of education and within the career. And I feel like I thought that there was some type of perfectionism that I could have before I released this. Perfectionism isn't truly a perfectionism isn't a thing. We all have the ability to create. We're given things within us that we are supposed to articulate and share, and it's given to multiple people. So either we can share it or we can close ourselves off to it and digest it. And I don't think that anybody wants to digest stale creativity that just was never released to the world. And so this was released July 4th, 2020, because on Juneteenth, I was like, we just need to get it out there. That was in an effort to reclaim what July 4th is to Black Americans, and really to celebrate the letter that Assata Shakur penned on July 4th. And so this came out during that time last summer. We are going to share with you an interview type of conversation for each one of the chapters written starting next week, and feature and share who those chapters were written about and talk about the historical ancestral influence behind it. And so that's what the show is pretty much going to be about. Brother Hatem gratefully is helping me and supporting me with the media side and G&J Media. And so yeah, GCAC and is really helping with funding too. So if y'all haven't got your grant applications out there, do that, because they helped me fund this, and they're going to help me fund the video aspect of it as well. I'm speaking that into our future. And so I look forward to sharing this with y'all. Yeah, that's all I have to say.
And now, is the name of the show going to be Give Flowers When They're Due?
Yeah, it's going to be Give Flowers When They're Due.
What?
You just said it.
I mean, I'm just asking.
It sure is. That's what this is called.
Might change your mind.
It's so important.
You're a Kuji baby. Y'all change it.
It's so important. Is it appropriate for me to read the back cover?
Go ahead.
Is that all right, y'all? And the artwork is done by Kendishi, and then actually Julian Watson helped design the cover art as well. So Kendishi did that.
Is it available in a digital format?
This is not currently available because I wanted to still get some feedback. During the summer, we only did 50 limited editions, early release. So as soon as we go through the process, because we do live in a capitalistic society of getting an ISBN and all that, then we will re-release it. But y'all can sit back and listen to the video representation of what this book is about prior to getting your coins together to purchase it when it's ready.
It sold out, didn't it?
It did sell out. It sold out within 2 hours, really.
Within 2 hours. She put it out there, and hey, it was gone.
It was gone. That's such a blessing. I'm grateful to y'all for doing that. Let me read this to you. It says, Give Flowers When They're Due is a narrative created to pay homage to our historical figures through the celebration of up-and-coming trailblazers. This is a charge to no longer hold your appreciation for others and edification for self for a rainy day. What use are the days of hoarding our love and gratitude like manna? Distribute flowers now, my guy. No need for extravagant bouquets. Your words of affirmation and appreciation will surely be enough to resemble the ever-cherished just because wildflower picked by the road than this, it's a Hallmark holiday, so let me grab this corner store bouquet right quick to go through the motions. We need this as a community if we are going to progress at the rate necessary to not only bless our livelihood, but for those of our children and the generations to come. Let's do Nina, Maya, Malcolm, and Martin justice, not by continually celebrating them every year like clockwork, but by adding to their number, by supporting one another, commemorating life in real time, not waiting to ignite a benefit following their untimely death. This is my contribution to Give Flowers When They're Due. May the aroma fill the air and overflow your soul as you continue to press on in your purpose embraced every step of the way. So, Give Flowers When They're Due, an ode to Black history.
All right. You got any last words?
That's it. I said enough.
So when you going to start your adventure show?
When Brother Hatem keeps bothering me about it.
Okay. All right. I keep bothering you. So it'll be coming soon too, family. Let me go and flip the camera. I'm out. Yo, check it out. So, well, I guess that's all. We said everything we need to say. So we up. I'll cut this up. It ain't gonna be too fancy, but I want to thank y'all for checking it out. Peace. Watch the next video. Watch the next video. Watch the next video. No, I'm just joking, family. Family, thank you for joining us. Be sure to catch us on the next video, family. Peace. Watch the next video. Watch.